Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning on in. I'm going to try and keep a long story as short as possible here. So this is the situation. We leave for Utah now. Cars loaded, like we're ready to go. I left the last video as like a bit of that cliffhanger because I'm totally screwed leaving for Utah right now. And up until this morning, I had no plan as to what to do. So went to the driving range last night for one last session of training before the competition. I didn't bring any film equipment with me just because I wanted to just be myself, looking at the swing, and I mean, I'd say looking at the numbers, but FlightScope has been inaccurate, so it's not really all that helpful. But I just wanted to see my ball flight, figure out what I needed to do, and get as ready as possible for the competition. About 8 swings in to that range session last night is when everything went to shit. So as some of you are aware, if you've watched these in order at all, the club of choice that I was going into the Utah competition with was my Callaway XR16. That's a 5-degree long drive head in the Patterson LD30 shaft. So that's what I went to train with. Yeah, 5 to 8 swings in, something came loose in that face, and it's shaking around. I can hear metal. Visually, it looks fine, but yeah, that was a really defeating moment because, like, I know how hard that head is to find. So long term, I know I'm screwed, and short term, at this point, the only head left to hit was that Titleist TSR4, which again, as if you guys have been watching these in order, I haven't been hitting that club well, and there's a giant story behind it also. So up until last night, I had kind of given up on the whole idea of getting this Callaway Paradigm warranty head replacement in time for Utah. About a month ago now, just shy of 4 weeks, the Callaway Rogue ST Pro Triple Diamond head caved on me. I have been dealing with a local course who I'm gonna remain nameless because I'm not here to slander anyone on the internet or say any bad things about any individual or any course. That's not the goal of this vlog. This vlog is just giving my experience of my trip to World Long Drive, and honestly something for me to just edit and post and then look back on when I'm older. So that's what this is for. I don't think any decision or action from any one individual should define them. I think what you react to or what you do to come back from said decision or action is what kind of defines you. So anyway, I digress. Course is going to remain nameless throughout the whole thing, but about 4 weeks ago we caved that head, and I've just been emailing and phoning ever since on the update of me getting a replacement head. So it's now been just shy of 4 weeks, and I've pretty much had no communication back and forth with them on getting that replacement. I figured the Paradigm would have been the quicker head to get rather than the Rogue ST Pro, because the Paradigm is going to be what everyone stocks right now, with it being the newest addition to the family for Callaway. So after multiple emails and phone calls and yada yada yada, I gave up the idea of getting it in time for Utah. I made that decision probably a week ago, and I'm like, you know what, it doesn't matter, because I'm just going to focus on hitting the XR16, because I knew at that point that's what I had hit the best in my practice. So why change anything? That's what I'll hit in competition because I'm comfortable with it. And then when it broke, yeah, the feeling like, oh my god, because I've only hit that club, honestly guys, like, I'm going to call it a handful of times, 200 hits maybe, and I spent like over $700 on that used head. Like, so really frustrating to have that thing break on me. But then that leaves me in a bind, because now I'm so frustrated at the driving range, I just want to give up. But I had to battle that mental adversity, I guess you could say, because at this point I leave now for Utah, and I don't have a driver to my name to go and hit in competition. It's crazy. So last night, I'm hitting that Titleist TSR4, which, again, the course is going to remain nameless, but as you guys have heard in these past vlogs, I got fit for that at a course, the same one that's kind of given me the little bit of a runaround on this Callaway driver head replacement. So I went and got fit for this Titleist driver with their local fitter. I get fit, and the driver that I bought and received is not the driver that I ordered or got fit for. They sent it with the wrong head weights. I was given no solution as to, I wasn't offered a new replacement head that should be correct. I wasn't offered a new fitting. I had to borrow the fitting cart weights just to play around with those and see what worked for me to be able to hit these shots. And again, the flight scope is inaccurate, so I don't actually know what spin and what characteristics my ball is producing in the air. All I have to go off of is looking at the flight and feeling the club. And regardless, I'm not even a club fitter. So even if I did see the numbers, I'm not going to be able to order myself or know what weights I need as optimally as a club fitter would. So anyway, I mess around with those weights. I find the least objectionable, you could call it. And then I've been practicing with the head ever since, like that. I never got it to the point of hitting it nearly how I did in the fitting, which was, again, very frustrating. So I lock in last night and I think to myself, Kate, well, I have to figure this out now. So I hit probably 80 shots with that Titleist head. And then I came to the realization of something. The swing was dialed. I was swinging it great. I was center punching balls, and they just weren't getting the pop off the face. They weren't getting the carry. I could visually see they weren't getting the carry. And then I would look at the flight scope numbers. I'm getting a max of like a 1.44 smash factor. And like good shots were coming back at a 136. And I'm like, what is going on? Is flight scope this far off? So I thought that was weird. Luckily, I had a practice warm-up head with me. I had my old Callaway Maverick Max. And it's a caved and cracked face. And all I used to use it for was to warm up before getting into other heads. So I had that with me, and I thought, let me just hit this for a few with the same shaft, Patterson LD30 to Patterson LD30, and I would hit that head. I would center punch balls again, because swing was feeling good, and I'd be getting 147, 148 smash factors. I think the highest I saw was a 149, and I could feel the pop off the face. I could see the golf ball carrying right through the range, and the Titleist just wasn't doing that. So I would flip-flop back and forth, and then that's what made me realize something in that TSR4 head is just fucked. So again, really, really frustrating, because now I realized, okay, if a broken, caved, cracked 5-year-old head is producing better ball speed and smash factor numbers than a brand new TSR4, something's wrong. Like, it's not me, it's the head. And I'm confident with that. So there I was last night, no XR16 to hit, and then I realized this Titleist head is bad. So that's kind of the news. That's where we were at, is I don't own a hittable driver to compete with, and I'm a long driver. Trained for a year for this opportunity to try and go qualify for Worlds, spending thousands of dollars and about to drive 40 hours round trip, and I don't have a driver. So that's kind of the broken down story. That's every little piece of the puzzle. I do have a plan now. So we're going to take off from my hometown here. We have about a couple-hour drive into my first stop, where I'm going to try and execute my plan. Hey, how's it going, guys? Good, thanks. I am looking for a 9-degree left-hand Callaway Paradigm Triple Diamond. Okay, awesome. Let's go with that. And this is actually going to be a gift. What is your guys' return policy, just in case it's not the right setup? Was that chintzy? I don't think so. I don't think it was that greasy. I didn't lie. It was just a stretch of the truth. It is a gift, just a gift for myself. And if it's not hit, I get to return it within 30 days. So the shaft is definitely never going to be hit, and I'm owed a new Paradigm head already. So a brand new head is going to go back on a brand new shaft, and it's going to get returned to them, and no one will be the wiser. So I don't think it was that chintzy. I'm not putting out anyone from anything. I just was backed into a corner. I was pigeonholed, I made a call, and I stand by it. Yeah, okay, this car is getting super hot. Let's get moving. Okay, so short term, we're kind of sorted. I have a club to hit in Utah, so we're good there. long term, still very frustrating that my 5 degree is ruined. So yeah, long term, that's a future mic problem, but short term, I've got a club to hit, so we're good on that front. Slight problem, I've never hit a Paradigm and seen my ball fly. I've only ever hit it into a net or screener or whatever. So I'm gonna try and find a driving range tomorrow, which in BC, Canada, that's a holiday. So that's gonna be a bit tough because most golf courses are gonna be packed. I gotta try and find a driving range long enough for me to go and test this club at, because it's a little nerve-wracking rolling into a tournament and unwrapping a driver that you've never hit and just stepping up to the grid and hitting it. So the other challenging thing, I'm sitting at like 3,500, 3,800 feet here of elevation. So the driver's probably like carry is gonna be flying like 350. So to try and find a range that's gonna be long enough for me to go to, I think we're gonna be a bit strapped, and I only have like 10 golf balls, whatever's in my bag, so that doesn't really help me at all. So little bit of a dilemma on that front, but you know what, at least we have a club. Yeah, things are trending in the right direction. All right, so unreal shout out to Redstone Golf Resort, Rosslyn, British Columbia, coming in clutch, letting me tee up some balls behind their practice green over top of their range. So that was very, very kind of them. No one's on the range, luckily, which is great as well. Just warming up with a few shots with the broken head, and then we'll jump into the Paradigm.
Club speed is 134.2 miles per hour.
134 club speed, not a bad start from the man. I'm probably not going to overlay any of this data because the flight scope's in a super weird position that it's not picking up a lot of stuff. It's not all that flat, but I'm mostly doing this to see how the Paradigm flies in the air. All right, I didn't hit very many warm-up shots, but I don't really care too much about warming up with a broken head. I just wanted to make sure the swing was okay and I wasn't like crazy slicer topping golf balls. So we are officially taking the stock shaft out of the Paradigm. Set that aside because that's going back to Golf Town. Can't be swinging that. And then let's get this head in the -2 setting in the Patterson LD30. What would be slick is if I could somehow find some Callaway weights so I could add more weight to this face side and lower that spin. But I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself here because I've never even hit the club. All right, first ever golf shot with a Callaway Paradigm Triple Diamond. Filmed or not filmed, first shot. Let's see how it feels. Wow, that's so much better. Didn't pick it up. God, that's piped.
Club speed is 133.5 miles per hour.
So yeah, I picked up no other data, which I'm kind of expecting from today, just because, again, this is a bit of an on a whim situation. Even just being able to come out here and hit shots is phenomenal, so I'm not going to complain that the flight scope isn't really set up. I just want to see, does it come out spinny, does it come out low or high, or draw, fade, that kind of thing.
Club speed is 134.0 miles per hour.
That one picked up some data. Look at that, sub 2,000 spin with a range ball and a total of 347. Not too shabby. 190 ball speed, so smash was down. I hit it pretty high on the face, so that's probably why spin came down. I hit that so far off the toe and it's dead straight. That's unbelievable.
Club speed is 136.3 miles per hour.
Oh, that is sent.
Club speed is 134.6 miles per hour.
Okay, that was the first one I centered up and no ball speed showed there.
Club speed is 134.7 miles per hour.
Love it.
Club speed is 135.5 miles per hour.
All right.
Club speed is 134.2 miles per hour.
So low on the face. Oh my God.
Club speed is
Hey, good, you?
132.0 miles per hour.
I'm the owner here.
Oh, okay. My name's Mike. Nice to meet you. Your name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can let you keep doing this. Just it's gonna shut down everything. So the kid's gonna go pick the range in, I don't know, like 10 minutes.
Okay.
A kid, we got a different kid.
Different.
coming.
Okay.
So that would be shutting everything down for sure. Well, I would leave somebody to watch here on the side. If you can hit, I don't know, hit like.
I don't need a ton. I like maybe, yeah, if I had 10 more minutes.
I'll give you 10 more minutes.
Okay, I
right?
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome. Thanks. Okay, got to make these 10 minutes count. I mean, yeah, the owner came and I think the video was rolling, kind of tried to shut it down there, which makes sense. I get it. Oh, that's so good. Let's go.
Club speed is 134.5 miles per hour.
Oh.
Club speed is 137.7 miles per hour. Club speed is 132.5 miles per hour.
Well, how's it going today?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm getting kicked out shortly here, but I have 10 minutes to kind of practice and get this driver dialed in. So
Nice. What's the competition? Where's that at?
in Utah, I'm training for World Long Drive.
Nice.
But yeah, I can tell you the story in just a couple minutes once I.
Club speed is 137.4 miles per hour. Club speed is 136.0 miles per hour.
Okay, we're feeling pretty good. I think I'm gonna hit 2 more and then call it because I don't want to overstay my welcome. That's crazy how forgiving it is.
Club speed is 133.0 miles per hour.
So far off the heel. Okay. Oh yeah, save the best for last. Let's go.
Club speed is 136.6 miles per hour.
Okay, so a little bit of a disclaimer here, guys. Don't just go to Redstone Golf Course or any golf course for that matter and start ripping drives from wherever you want. Use the practice facilities how they're intended to be used. And if you can't safely do that, if you have high ball speed, if you can hit the ball far, and you're going to be carrying it through a driving range, have that conversation with some pro shop staff or just the dialogue with managers or the owners, whatever. That's what I did. The pro shop let me do it for the time being, and then the owner heard about it, had some liability concerns, and that's where you guys saw in the video where we had to wrap things up. all that being said, I cannot thank Redstone Golf Course enough for letting me out there. Having that opportunity to hit drives was phenomenal. They were super accommodating, and they definitely didn't need to go out of their way like that, especially on a long weekend when, you know, to them, like, I'm a nobody, right? I'm not a huge name in long drive. I'm not a big social media guy. So for them to let me do all that was truly awesome. So huge shout out to Redstone Golf Course. Really hospitable, love the staff there, and all the people were super kind. That's just the Rawson vibe, honestly. Like in the Kootenay region of BC, that tends to kind of be what you get. So if you are in the Kootenays, definitely go check out Redstone Golf Course. It is a pretty nice track. It is some awesome mountain golf to be had there. So that was kind of my experience at the driving range. I was really stoked. I was able to see my ball flight with the Paradigm. Yeah, ideally I would have liked a little bit more time. I probably would have flipped around those head weights. I know there's a 2 gram and a 14 gram in the head weights. It would have been nice to play around with the differences with that. But then again, the flight scope wasn't really set up correctly, being on a hill. Plus, even when it is set up correctly, we're not getting accurate spin numbers. So I don't know how much that would have helped anyway, especially when, you know, competing in a day and a half or 2 days. It's tough to get used to a different feeling driver head. So yeah, I mean, realistically, I'm just happy I was able to hit the head. Unfortunately, it's not going to be broken in time for the competition. If you guys aren't aware, if you don't really follow the long drive or golf stuff super specifically, driver heads need to be broken in. They're kind of like running shoes. It's really weird. I don't know the science behind it, because it's like metal, right? You have either a carbon or a titanium or whatever metal the face is made out of. You wouldn't think a surface like that needs to be broken in, but that is the case. I know, like crank drivers, for example, the long drive company, they take like hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of hits to get to their optimal smash factor and ball speed. Whereas like Callaway's, Titleists, TaylorMade's, like those normal off the shelf brands, I think there are a few hundred hits and then you're at your optimal smash factor for those, but there is a break-in period with every driver. So yeah, not really making any excuses or complaints. I'm really stoked that I just have a driver to be able to hit. It's been an absolute whirlwind of emotions, from breaking everything to now, you know, having a driver, seeing it fly, you know, going in with a little bit of confidence here down into Utah. So hopefully everything goes well with that. I did try and vlog a little bit on the drive into the Kootenays here for my first stop, and the camera's super shaky. My car is super droney, being a straight pipe diesel, so I don't think I'm gonna film anything in the drive down there. And I don't know how much I'll be able to film once I'm down there, because I'm making the trip alone, and I know it's going to be pretty much go, 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 pretty busy. So I don't know how much content I'll be able to actually film, and probably nothing of me actually on the grid, just with how they're going to have grandstands set up. I shouldn't say grandstands, bleachers set up. It'll be tough. But anyway, thanks for tuning in again. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Click that like and subscribe button, follow my long drive journey. Yeah, I guess we'll catch you in Utah.